Hi everybody, so this is going to be my vlog to reflect on my time at Skinnydip and how I felt about being in the production team and doing all the roles that I was doing. As I have done in my vlogs and my blog posts, I've explained my role and mentioned previously kind of the main responsibilities and tasks I have. So I was pleased with the level of responsibility that I managed to gain in terms of being part of the team and being heavily relied on to kind of do the daily tasks and keep things in order. My understanding for being in the production team and kind of the management of that has definitely been expanded and opened my eyes to actually how important it is, especially in a brand that sells in retail and also designs and sells to other companies. So it's kind of the main turning of the cogs with the products and the production and basically how a product is start to finish. Because Skinnydip do their own designing and then they design for their private label, as I've already mentioned. They're kind of expanding globally, so they've opened a store in New York recently, and then they work with companies in the Middle East, such as Al Shire. So it's really interesting to kind of see and understand the global expansion and how being part of that is really important. For me, that's something that's quite interesting and personally like to pursue. I mean, I am a big lover of business and expansion in companies. So working abroad and globally is something that I would be personally interested in, just with travel and like pushing things forward for business. I originally, when I first went to Skinnydip, wanted to be part of the wholesale and e-commerce side of things, just because I know how much that is growing and how important that is, especially with the current state of the internet and shopping online and the statistics that kind of follow that. So I kind of fell into account managing by accident, because that was where the assistance from an intern was needed the most at the time. So I still got to do a little bit of kind of the wholesale and understand and see what was really important from that side of things. But what I mainly focused on was the account management of kind of Urban Outfitters and Claire's and Forever 21, who were the really big key customers for Skinnydip in terms of private label. So I managed to kind of enjoy and really learn the ins and outs of how production work and how that is like a really big part, because like I said, of my passion for business and expansion anyway. Being part of a smaller company in Skinnydip, despite it being a growing brand, made it easier to kind of communicate and cross over through departments. So if you had a question for like the design team or the retail team or the PR team, they're only on the floor upstairs, or because there's only about 50 employees, so it made things a lot easier to be able to communicate and ask questions and then be in direct contact with the directors as well. So that was really kind of useful to be able to see and understand how that works. I feel like I've learned a lot and my strengths have improved. Excel is something that always people kind of like fib about a little bit to say how good they are, but I've actually now I can confidently say that my Microsoft skills are at an intermediate level, if you will. So that's kind of a good thing to not have to worry about so much. Teamwork is always kind of a strong point of mine. I feel personally, I've kind of always been involved with being in a team through part-time work, and find that I can really use my leadership skills well within that. So it was good to do be part of a team and communicate within that and converse in a different environment, in an office environment where things can get stressful and it's literally like a product and money and a business reputation is on the line. So it's really interesting to kind of see how that can like ripple on and affect me as an intern and how the team feel about that. So yeah, it was really good and really interesting to kind of see how the different type of teamwork can work. So the communication skills, I feel like it's so important to be able to converse with other members of staff through departments across the planet, especially working with China as well, and people in the Middle East like Ashaya. So to be able to have that communication skill set and level is really useful, and kind of you can see it firsthand. So another big thing that I feel like I've learned and understood without realising is obviously we have deadlines that we need to stick to at uni, but it was like a whole other scale when a product is late or misses a shipment or doesn't get to the customer when it needs to. You know, there are big fines that are in place, and it can get quite intense, and the production team have to deal with that head on and first hand and come up with solutions and be the problem solvers for that. So it was really eye-opening to see how that was dealt with, because that's a really big issue. If a product is late, that can cause a lot of problems for the company, and obviously they have a reputation to continue. So if a product is continuously late or misses shipment, then having to continually ask for extensions from customers makes things really difficult. My kind of overall opinion on the role is I did really enjoy it. I could talk about it all day and feel like I have a good understanding of how things kind of work and happen. What I found difficult and was kind of a negative for me is that I've always kind of been a busybody with part-time work. So sitting at a desk all day and doing Excel spreadsheets, entering information like database, that was what I found difficult more than anything else. Saying it was boring is a bit harsh, but my mind would wander and kind of think about other things at the same time. I think that's just a personal thing though, because I like to consider myself as a proactive with a business mind. So seeing the lights of the directors, like creating sales, pushing their business forward, for me is really inspiring and what I really like. So that's it's not a negative, but it's my honest opinion on how I felt about the job role. So but overall I really love the team I work with. The guys are so lovely, they're so welcoming, they made me feel like such a part of the team in such a short amount of time. I feel like I fitted in really well. There is opportunity there for me after I graduate. They actually offered me a position over the summer as well, so I was really flattered that they thought that I was in a position that I could stay there as a full-time member over the summer before heading back to third year. It was really nice of them to consider me first. I was really lucky I could take a couple of samples, so I got a bag and little things like that. So they were really sweet, and all the interns, I think, get a little present at the end. So that's really nice. They really made me feel like part of the team and welcomed me. So I'm really pleased with that. And definitely have made some networking contacts for life. Yeah, I feel like I've really made some good friends at the company and could approach and have the opportunity to go back there. So that's really nice to be in a position like that as well, especially in kind of like the next year or so. So now I am going to sign off from my final vlog and the end of second year. Coming into the summer months, my plans are to come back home and work, trying to save a lot of money or as much as possible, working with my parents in our family business, running the hotel, and also working in a local gallery, so that can again continuing my sales and retail knowledge. It's not quite in the fashion industry, but all the same methods that we learn are applied, so I'm continuing that job from last summer to this summer. I really love it because it's a different industry, and you meet some great people. So lots of work, lots of plans, and then also kind of thinking about September and what's going to be coming around the corner then. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching and listening. Good luck in the summer, and see you all in September. Thanks.